friends, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 4. My fingers held up all 4 fingers.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so proud. Wow!
4!
So proud.
4 whole fingers!
That's 1, 2, 3, 4
fingies.
fingies! Yay!
Yay!
4.
And welcome back, Girl DM and Nemurenai Kai. It's been several reschedulings.
It's been a bit. Two rescheduling's my fault.
Yeah, no, but that's okay though, cause life gets complicated, and like this is the in-between holiday season, so it always gets like really confusing. It's not as difficult for you guys because your Thanksgiving was so much sooner than ours.
It was.
But like this time of year is always particularly stressful for people in like work and school situations because it almost seems like once Thanksgiving rolls around, people like. I'd say maybe like the week before Thanksgiving, schools and companies begin to realize like, oh shoot, like we only have X many weeks before the holiday season. We gotta get as much done as we possibly can. And then they like, it just seems like the workload is like a ridiculous amount. So I know it's a stressful time.
The pre-holiday rush?
Yeah, exactly. Because everything's on shutdown once Christmas hits. And then, you know, New Year's and things like that. And then Thanksgiving is sort of the catalyst. I would say actually Halloween is the catalyst. That's when all the worrying starts. And then by the time Thanksgiving rolls around, people are like, okay, so we got past Thanksgiving, now push until Christmas. And then...
Yay!
Like,
happy, not quite almost Christmas time.
Yeah, yay! Yep. It's Christmas time, almost.
Holidays start in October.
Kind of. It marks the beginning, for sure.
The beginning of the end.
What?
Truly.
Of the world.
I just want the end of this pandemic already.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
me too.
I want to do things.
I want to go to
Nope.
Canada and visit
Bandada.
Bandit.
Bandada. You heard it. You heard it. DM said you're not allowed in Canada. I'm sorry.
No!
Bandada.
But I
I'm
want to
sorry.
go.
I'll just have to have VTuber meetups without Harune.
Bruh.
We're
That's-
gonna go eat all the tasty food without Harune. DM
my-
didn't allow it. I can't. My hands
Kai's
are
also
tied.
he's Bandada from Canada now.
Look at these hands. My hands are tied. DM said no.
Your hands.
Kai is actually, we are kicking him out of North America.
Oh my god.
We found an island for him.
Oh my god.
Japan?
There's no internet.
Oh, not Japan.
All he gets are wild mushrooms
What?
And wheat thins.
and wheat thins. Yep.
Joke's on you. I like mushrooms and wheat thins.
I
Well, that's
do
all you're
love
getting
both.
forever now, so I
Forever.
hope you enjoy.
I will
I'd
send
enjoy
you.
it.
I will write a Christmas card on a mushroom and send it to you.
Oh,
Oh my
god,
god,
please don't.
could you write it on a wheat thins box and
You
send it to me?
actually. I know that. I don't know about mushrooms. You actually can just put a stamp on a banana and then mail it.
Yes, you can mail a banana, yes.
That is a thing that you can do because
Why?
the peel counts as an envelope.
Why?
It counts as a package.
Why?
Because you can. You can do it with a coconut as well.
I don't understand.
And I think also a potato works.
Well,
Wait.
Harune, you put a stamp on your item of choice. You put it in the
Wait.
mailbox. The
What?
mailman takes the item
No.
out of said mailbox and puts it in yours.
But
It's not hard to understand.
but wait.
Uh-huh.
This is the sound of a person who's never gotten Christmas bananas.
Bananas.
But why would someone want to send a
B-A-N-A-S.
banana?
You don't want bananas?
Well,
banana?
can you imagine the amount of suffering it would have to go through to get from point A to point B? Like, it's not like they gently put it in a nice package to make sure it doesn't get bumped around and crushed by other packages before it gets
You
to
don't
its
want-
destination.
Well,
You don't
sounds
want a
like somebody
squishy
doesn't
banana
want-
skin delivered to your house?
No! I don't.
Sounds like somebody doesn't want a Christmas card this year. DM, I will send you a lovely Christmas card this year as well.
Buggers.
Is it gonna be a banana?
That is none of your business, you Christmas card not wanter.
No!
Hmm.
Doesn't make
The
any
Christmas
sense.
banana.
Shunning
don't like
Christmas
it.
cards.
I shun Kai.
What?
Yep.
Actually,
The end of the World of Warcraft.
Cack. So
that
this
actually is
has...
related to my topic for this week.
Oh,
Oh,
this
no.
actually has nothing to do with my topic, but I just, like, pre-topic question. do you guys do holiday Christmas cards, like, for yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Like, not for your family. I imagine, I consider that head of the household thing, but, like, do you do personal Christmas cards?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean by personal?
Like, this is a Christmas card from Kai, and I am sending it to you because I like you, and I want you to get a card from me.
I sent you one last year. What do you mean?
Well, I didn't know if that was your first time, or if that was just, like, an exception, like, you don't normally do it, but you did it for, like, 2 people or something, like... I don't know. Is that, like, something you do on the regular?
I did it for 3.
All right, then. But will you do it again? And have you done it before?
Well, I was going to, but I guess only DM
now
gets
that you
one
brought
this
it up
year.
like
Oh my
this,
God!
Kai's not gonna do it anymore.
Yeah.
Stop! I'm being
And
genuine!
no, I have sent Christmas cards in the past. Especially in, like, schooling years. After graduating, it's kind of not really been a thing that we do.
Wait, like your parents? Like family?
Or
Or like you personally? Like, did you personally send out Christmas cards when you were
I
in
personally sent out Christmas cards.
When you were in school?
I mean, I wrote them, put a stamp on, and asked my parents to take them to the mail office.
Okay, but that's still
I
you.
took the initiative to send cards when I was in school.
Wow.
As a young adult, I've done that less so.
Wow. Okay.
'Cause, I mean, it's all online now, right? Like, I could just wake up Christmas morning and ring up a friend on Discord and be like, "Hey, want to get on?"
But it's
card
not
is
the
forever.
same.
A card is
Yeah.
not forever.
Yes, it is.
A card lasts as long as you choose to keep it for. But that is up to you.
Hmm?
You could look back on it and reminisce about it every year if you want.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the same as a Discord call. You can't reminisce on your Discord call. I mean, you
I
could.
reminisce on every Discord call I've ever made.
I want to call you out on it, but I can't fact check you.
Everything you've ever said to me, I remember.
What did I have for dinner yesterday?
Curry.
Dang it.
Okay,
See,
what did I have for dinner yesterday?
Some of us actually pay attention, Harune.
Oh, shut up!
Some
I
of
pay
us
attention.
actually pay attention when we
Wait,
talk.
Kai, what did I have for dinner yesterday?
You had veggie stuffed pierogies.
No.
We didn't talk yesterday. I don't know. You never told me.
Listen to this, man. Doesn't talk to me to ask me what I ate. Toxic.
Toxic. I mean, I'm impressed.
Okay, what did I eat
All
for
right.
dinner tonight, Mr.
All right,
Kai?
all right. We're in the middle of recording. I will drag you into VTuber Food Appreciation Club. Right here, right now. You're telling us what you ate.
I'm waiting.
Okay, so my topic today is
Suddenly can find the Discord group.
What do you do when you're what helps you stay focused?
Oh.
Like if you're in you need to be in super duper focus mode. What do you do to stay in focus mode?
Kai, do you want to start? Because I know you have to be in focus mode quite often for work.
I have quite a bit of difficulty staying in focus, actually.
But that is why it's probably best for it to be heard from you.
It's going to sound incredibly odd, probably. I don't know how common it is. But when I need to stay focused, it's kind of like white noise, but it's not specifically white noise that I put on.
TV static? Wait, that's white noise. I'm an idiot.
I put on 4-hour compilations of hair washing ASMR.
Oh,
what?
I mean, it's
just it's like just people go into the salon and then all you hear is the shampoo and like, and I would listen to that and then like the running water for like 4 hours as I work, and that's how I stay focused.
You know what?
If there's any sort of dialogue, if it's like, lately I've had a bad habit of getting distracted with like Law and Order on YouTube. But
God.
if I need to stay focused, I turn off the Law and Order channel and I go look up like any sort of like hair washing or like hair cutting ASMR.
Is it because
hair
it's
washing
the
helps
sound
me focus
of...
more than cutting though?
Is it because it's the sound of work being done? Like would would kitchen noises, like cutlery, or like a busy kitchen sound, or a library where there are book pages turning, like, is it just the sound of busyness? Or something being done? I think
it's just that it's rhythmic. Because it's like, you know, like the kitchen, you'll hear all the banging of pats and like pots. Jeez, I can't talk.
Pats and pots.
Pans and pots. Pans and pots. You'll hear like cutlery, you hear like clink clink, you'll hear like people conversing and all that. Like that kind of busy atmosphere just makes me like zone out.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if I need to think about what I'm thinking of, I need something that I can't do with this like sound of silence.
Mm-hmm.
But I need something that I don't need to focus on. So just the rhythmic kind of like hair wash noise helps me out a lot.
Okay.
And I use different varieties of noise based on what I need. Like if I specifically need to like bunker down and focus for myself, it's hair washing.
Okay.
If I need to put myself to sleep and relax, it's depending on the day. If I'm feeling really cold, I'll put on like campfire. I'll put on like 10-hour campfire videos.
Aww.
If I'm feeling really hot, I put on rain clouds, like the rain. Rain
like
against metal roof is like my favorite.
Oh.
Wow.
Or like rain on window. Sometimes if I'm lucky, I'll find a video that's like rain on a window while you're sitting inside next to a fire. So I get a bit of both.
Sorry, that's so specific. But
nice.
you know
How
what?
about you? What about you, Harune?
How do you stay focused?
So,
Trick question, she doesn't.
Excuse you.
Dun dun dun!
But to be honest, it's been a long time since I've really had to like hunker down and focus on a single task since graduating college. But I do, excuse me, remember both during my high school and college years, if I really needed to focus, it was always, I went through phases actually. So a couple of things has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Or a couple of things. I can only listen to a couple of things. And it's situational. So one, if I'm working on something that really is like the thing I'm focusing on is word choice based, and I'm really picky with like the kinds of words that I'm going to use, then nothing at all. Like I turn off all music. I turn off all
the
TV.
The sound of silence kills me. I can't do that.
I need that if I'm thinking about words specifically. Two, if it's anything else that requires even a modicum of focus, I cannot listen to classical music.
Mm-hmm.
Especially during my college years, because so much of my time listening to classical music was spent listening to it analytically. So when I listen to classical music, I'm always thinking like, you know, all the things I'm listening for. What is its progressions? Do I recognize this piece? Who would the composer be? What, you know, what period would it be written in? And so I can't, you know, that takes my attention away, which is actually the opposite of like, or not the opposite, but when I was learning how to drive, this was obviously before college, so before I started analyzing music seriously, all I could listen to was classical music. Because when I tried to listen to something else, like my driving instructor like changed the radio station, I was swerving all over my lane. So we had to change it back to classical music. So that was the only way I could focus on the road. And then if it's so it can't be classical music. So it was generally one of three things that I could listen to. One, Celtic relaxation music. So it had to be purely instrumental with maybe some like occasional singing.
Pan flutes and reed pipes?
Not always. A lot of it was like traditional melodies on violin or guitar or something. So Celtic instrumental music. I shouldn't say relaxation because that sounds like spa music. Japanese music, because I was familiar enough with the language that it just felt like a gentle hum in the background, but I didn't have to like hyper focus on the lyrics. If it were English, then I'd understand every word and then I'd be listening to that instead. And then or Regina Spektor. Even though she's like she sings in English, but somehow her music is unique enough that I can just sort of get lost in the melody of it and not have to hyper focus on her lyrics. So she's here, let me see if I can. Well,
didn't she did hide and seek, right?
No,
wait,
that was
no, that's a different one.
Yeah, I think the one who did hide and seek is Emojin Heap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Emojin Heap too.
I'm not familiar with these artists.
Let me see, Regina Spektor. So if you've seen 500 Days of Summer, she did the statue. Oh no, it's called Us, I think. Spektor, they made a statue of us and put it on a mountaintop. Wait, Russian American singer-songwriter. Yeah, she's I mean, I don't she's kind of indie. Rock alternative / indie. You can listen to her stuff. Two Birds, Samson.
Yeah, Two Birds I've listened to.
Two Birds on a
wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess my taste in music's more like fast-paced, exciting, high BPM. Like, I listen to music if I need to get amped up. If I need to relax, it's hair washing.
Wow. Yeah, well, music for me is like an all mood thing. It just depends on what my mood is, and then that dictates what kind of music I listen to. But yeah, so it's like oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I totally get what you were saying earlier about like if you need to think of the words, like if you're writing a piece or something, if you're writing something, I can't do anything with dialogue or anything with lyrics because I always end up like halfway through writing, I'll just start transcribing what I'm listening to.
Oh no, yeah, that's how come I like.
There have been multiple times where I'm doing my homework in school where it'd be like, oh, so this is going to be a report on Dadaism, the art form, and Tsuna Oni, and I'll just start like typing out the lyrics as I hear it. Or like mixing up certain words. So it's just like, yes, Dadaism is an art form that is, used mostly in whatever century, spearheaded by, and then I would just type in like the song title that I'm listening to. It's like Fallen Leaves. It's like, wait.
Incredible.
Incredible. I can't do it. Like, music is simply just to hype me up if I don't need to think of words.
Wow.
So it's like, when I drive, I can't drive in silence. I would put on music.
Oh my god, I love driving in silence. I drive in silence all the time. No, I'm not.
Wait, you never drive in silence. You always call me while you're driving.
That's not true. That's not true. I don't always
I'm your
call you
distraction
when I'm
you're driving.
That's not true. I don't always call you when I'm driving.
Well, then every time you call me, you're on the road.
Yeah, but that's not every time I'm on the road.
True.
It's just often.
I don't know how you
I'm
do it. It's so distracting.
But it's not.
You've almost caused a crash. Like, you've almost caused a crash. Whenever
I have not caused anything.
Yes, you have.
I have never caused anything. It's always been the recklessness of other people. I am a safe driver.
No, you've almost caused me to crash when I was driving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was driving. You started swearing at the other car, and I kept looking around like, what other car? And I'm like, wait, you're not in my car.
Well, then get your head fixed. That's not my fault. Sounds like a you problem.
Stop shouting when I'm driving. So, Girl DM, how do you stay focused?
Yeah, Girl DM.
Well, I'm so glad you asked.
I'm so glad I thought of this topic.
So I recently, well, not recently, but mainly when I need to focus on getting something done, it's usually I block out all other distractions by having very high BPM music in the background.
Oh, wow. So you're the opposite.
Yes.
Like, you need something to, like, power you through it.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So even whether it's, like, cleaning up or working on artwork or working on, like, today I was playing Sekiro, and I read very quickly. My reading speed is very fast. And so if I'm mid-boss fight and I, like, glance out of the corner of my eye, I'll be able to read what people are saying in the chat. Even if it's like a half a second looking over at the chat, and then I would like tilt myself because I'd get frustrated with people giving advice.
Oh,
and so I was like, you know what? From today on, when there's a boss fight, we put chat into emote mode, and I put on brain power.
There we go.
Yep. So
I don't actually know that song.
I just had
What is
that on loop. and I beat 4 bosses today. 4
Wow.
regular bosses today. All of them on the second attempt. I would have the first attempt and figure out how their attack pattern was and inevitably die, and then beat them.
Yay, that's wonderful. So it's clearly
Yep, so
a
I was
method
like,
that works.
This works great, because, well, like, even when I think it probably comes down to, how I used to grind, music rhythm games. Because, like, I used to play, there was a game called My that I would play in Japan, and almost every weekend I would put at least, like, 4 hours into each machine.
Wow.
And it's just all high BPM stuff. One time I spent about either 8 to 10 hours playing, and actually bruised my fingertips.
Christ!
I did that with the Fake Grand Order arcade machine, but go on.
Yep, so I just,
You
did that with Project Diva as well. Because you're just,
Mm.
like, you're super hyper-focused and,
Yes.
like, on a harder difficulty for the songs. And so you can't break your concentration or else you're gonna lose. And if you lose and you're playing on an arcade machine, your play ends.
Yeah, there goes your 200 yen.
Yeah. So you have to keep, like, really high focus so that you can continue to play the game. So, due to that, and then, of course, like... so no, even if I'm cleaning up, or if I am, like... if I need to get prepped quickly in the morning, I have a higher BPM music playlist that I'll swap into so that I can go fast.
Maybe I should do that because I always am so slow in doing like getting ready for the day and like, you know, getting ready for bed. Like I take my time and next thing I know I've tunked 2 hours into washing my hair and drying it and stuff. So
oh my gosh.
I should. Well, then again, I do have a lot of hair.
Your hair's
so.
a mile long, so yeah.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that you brought that up because I guess that's a difference in how we think of things. Like categorically, to me, things like cleaning up, things like chores, all of that I consider like brainless work. Like I don't have to think to do it. I don't have to focus. When you said focus, how do I focus? I specifically thought of like work or like reports or like something to do like
oh yeah, no, that's across the board for me with reports and stuff too. I would have like Toho remixes going in the background when I was reading and working on stuff. Like the main thing is if it's stuff that's dealing with my own writing or words or reading and stuff, it has to be instrumental. But if it's for like a video game or focusing getting something done like in a game or like cleaning or something, I hate doing chores. So if I do it mindlessly, I'm gonna take like 20 years to do a chore that should be done in less than 10 minutes.
Right.
So.
Because I guess my answer would change then, because the white noise, like ASMR, hair cutting, that would be what I focus on work, or like anything that I actually need to like process mentally, I guess. Because if it's just like doing chores, if I'm vacuuming, if I'm like scrubbing toilets or whatever, then yeah, I'm in your camp. I do the high BPM. I'll like listen to really gets me going songs so I can get through things faster. If I'm like
that's
in
probably
a game
how we're
and I'm
all
fighting,
in agreement then, because I do the
go
same
with
thing.
the same kind of music. Yeah, it's really anything that needs to focus on words. If I'm reading, if I'm studying, if I'm taking, you know, work, I'm just working on work without a meeting, then I would listen to just like ASMR on loop.
Nice.
Which is weirdly enough, I'm able to filter out car horns now because like all the Indian head massage ones, there's just like constant car horns in the background.
So you're just like, this is fine.
Yeah, car horns have just become part of my background noise now.
Oh my god. That's kind of powerful. Car horns are meant to be jarring, so when the fact that you can ignore them now is pretty OP.
Listen, Baba Sen's hands are powerful. God rest his soul.
God, leave him alone.
I like his videos.
Ugh.
I miss him every day.
R.I.P. in peace. Well, yeah. I like that. I think the last time I had to loop something, or the last time I ended up looping something that actually required my focus was oh wow, now I can't think of the name.
Wow.
What was that like techno bop that came out a couple years ago that was like super popular? I shouldn't say a couple years ago. It's probably longer than that. It's not called Sanctuary. The beat. Shelter. Yes.
Oh.
I wouldn't call that so much a tech. That's still pretty slow.
Isn't it still kind of techno-y?
I mean,
it's electronic, but it's just
techno-bop wouldn't be
slow.
how we would call it.
Yeah.
I don't listen to that genre that often, so I'm not particularly familiar with like what it's actually called. I just would consider it a techno-bop in comparison to what I listen to, which is mostly instrumental.
I feel like people try to overcomplicate things with like music genres.
Oh my god!
Because there's just like a lot of like split off genres. They like sound almost the same, but they tweak one thing and they give it a new name, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because like recently, I've been listening to a style of music that is electronica,
Okay.
but the people that put up the songs and put up the videos try to differentiate it by calling it artcore.
Artcore?
Oh.
Artcore, yeah. It is, it's kind of like very high-paced, kind of... It's got a high-paced BPM, high-paced beat, kind of electronic, kind of techno-y, like you would call it. But then it like incorporates, the ones I listen to, it likes to incorporate a lot of fast-paced violin. So it's a little more artistic, so to speak, as they argue it. And then the comment section's always arguing like, no, this is just electronica. You don't need to differentiate it just because you add a violin and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think some of it is rather valid if it sounds different enough. Some of them, I don't know about artcore. Like, I'm used to calling it artcore now, but some of them I feel like really it's just this genre plus an instrument. So it's like,
and
does it really need its own?
Yeah, if they're trying to call it, if they're trying to like set a trend by calling it something different, it's purely for like the bragging rights to be like, we started a new form called artcore, you know, like no one, it's not going to catch on if it's just like one tiny difference.
Because there is a very specific song. There is a very, very specific song that's stuck with me for years. And I hate the fact that no one on the internet knows the name of the song. Everyone's speculating it never actually came out beyond the trailer. So I can only ever listen to it with like the commentary of the trailer.
Okay.
But somebody said, oh, it sounds like music that this person made. So when I looked into them, like it gave me suggestions on like artcore and stuff. So that's why it's like stuck to me recently. But I really, really, really just want whatever the single is that they play on the PlayStation 4 Deep Down trailer. It is such a good song. I feel like it's not like your usual speed, but I feel like Harune would really dig it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like electronica meets like folk music. I wouldn't say something. Like, I feel like I'll play it for you later. I might have played it on stream. You might have heard it before.
Maybe.
I'll share it with you guys later. But I really want that. It's such a good song.
Wow.
And I can never find it. If anyone out there, if any listener knows what song they play in the PS4 Deep Down trailer, the game that'll never come out, please comment on our video below or tweet at me at Nemurenai Kai. Please, this is a cry for help.
Yeah. This is.
I want to know what that song is. It's artcore is my closest substitute. It's my coping mechanism.
Oh my goodness. Well, but I'm glad that we're all in agreement with like at least how we approach chores.
Yeah.
High BPM.
Yep.
Yeah. Head boppers.
Yep. Head boppers to get through the chores. I'm glad that's what we've all decided works for everyone. Fabulous. Kai, do you want to go next? Because I know you actually put a little bit of research into this one.
You are wording it very generously there, ma'am. A little bit of research. If you mean like the 40 hours.
Kai did 27 hours of research for this.
I've done 27 hours of Endwalker. Thank you very much.
Only
but
that?
Actually,
I'm
no,
sure it's been more.
It's been more than that. It's been more than that, for sure.
Jesus!
Endwalker officially came out today. Early access was like 3 days ago. For anyone that doesn't know, that's the newest expansion for Final Fantasy XIV, the MMORPG. That has a long copy pass that I'm not going to get into right now. But that's basically been my life for the last 4 days. And
Disgusting.
Personally, I have a lot of very fond memories when it comes to, like, especially the MMO genre of gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I spent a lot of my youth not being in a situation where I could invite friends over to play, where we didn't have sleepovers, we didn't have boys coming over, to, like, kick the ball, play soccer, sports ball, etc.
You mean there was no sleepover with the boys?
It was very rare. I think I can count the number of sleepovers I've been on with my digits. Like, I believe overall in my life it was less than 20.
Understandable.
Also,
Same.
I put 50 hours in the last 4 days, according to Steam.
Oh my god. Stop.
But yeah, like, a lot. I didn't have a lot of big birthday parties. I didn't have a lot of, like, friends coming over and such. And I didn't go over to a lot of my friends' places. So most of my youth, like, was spent online playing MMO-style games. So I've got a lot of stories to tell regarding that. I've got, like, a lot of them are, like, really petty online drama stories. But I wanted to, like, I've sort of know that you guys also played a little bit of MMOs back in the day. So I just wanted to hear people share some stories. I wanted to hear about your background, specifically with online games and, like, meeting people online.
Well, maybe DM should go first.
I played World of Warcraft for almost 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
But the main thing was when I was in university. Like, I still remember it was my birthday before I was starting in university, because my birthday's in August, so university was starting in September.
Mm-hmm.
And for my birthday, my parents gifted me a subscription to World of Warcraft. And I was like, you want me to be playing WoW when I'm in school?
Yes.
And they
Wow.
they were like, just
just do your best.
well, what I did was, Mr. Crunchy.
I'm pretty sure it's to keep you out of drugs.
Did you bring us snacks?
I
you bring
may
a
have,
snack to
I
share
may
with
have chomped on a
class?
piece of popcorn.
Mr. Crunchy.
I may have chomped on a piece of popcorn, don't mind me.
Were you gonna share it with the class? Did you bring enough for everyone?
There we go again.
Disgusting.
Wow.
This gluttonous
Disgusting. This
slob
man eating
brings.
with his mouth open.
I'm sorry, but please go on. Your parents gave you...
Yeah, so my parents gave me the World of Warcraft subscription. And so every Sunday night and Monday night at 8:30, I would log in and we would go adventuring together with Mom DM and Dad DM's old friends from Dad DM's childhood, who were their old D&D buddies. So back when they were in, like, school and stuff, they played Dungeons and Dragons together.
Yes.
That's so cute.
Yay.
That
Yeah, so
even,
we would
like...
just play a whole bunch of World of Warcraft, and we went through a bunch of different characters, going up to, like, every time there was a new expansion, we would all roll new characters, is what we called it, and then have them all be all the same character type. So we did all Tauren, which are cow people. We did all goblins.
Right.
We did all gnomes.
Oh,
so
that's
it was really,
so
It was
cute.
neat. Yeah, and we all had, like, matching usernames together because we would all just...
Oh
So it's
my
like a little clan.
God, Yes.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
imagine a bunch of gnomes
That
just
is
running
so
around.
Yep. So
I
we just, like,
love
run around
that.
together and do our quests together, and it was really neat.
I mean, it's so nice that your parents are able to, like, enjoy that with their old D&D friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I suspect at the same time it'll, like, keep you out of drugs.
I love how that's what you keep
I
going
didn't have
back
the money.
to.
No, my parents didn't have to worry about that at all. I was a scholarship student, so I had, like, the fear of God in me. If I was caught at any party or anything and underage drinking, or there were drugs involved or anything, there was a chance I could lose my scholarship, and then I would no longer be able to attend university.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, wow.
So I did not go to any parties. I did not do any drinking. I did not do anything until I was 21 because I was going to school in the States.
Yes.
Right, I remember that now.
So
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
I was not interested in doing. I was interested in getting degrees and then getting out.
Yes. And
Yes.
going back to Canada,
Yep.
where
Yep.
life
So
made
how about
more
you,
sense.
Harune? How about your online experiences with MMOs?
Well, so I was brought up with the idea that the internet is a scary place. And
Very spooky.
I can't talk to people that I don't know. And even people I do know, I probably shouldn't talk to them anyway.
Just cause, you know?
Just cause you never know who could really be on the other side of that account. So, I did not have a lot of MMO experience. But I did play one MMO once or twice. Actually, well, I shouldn't say once or twice. You know what? And that's kind of a lie. Now that I'm thinking about it. So I think the closest that I ever did was before this one was Gaia Online.
Yeah.
Yes,
Where they
we
had-
can count that as an MMO. Technically, it is.
Yes. And that was, and I didn't understand like the concept of MMOs either, so I didn't understand like what kind of build you wanted your character to be, like what would be your role in a group, especially if you went to fight a boss or anything like that. So
Wait, okay, quick question. Sorry.
Yes?
There were builds in Gaia Online. Wasn't it an online forum? You talking about ZOMG?
I don't remember the name, but it was still through Gaia, wasn't it?
No, it was not Zolm. It was Zolmagash.
Zomagash?
This is Kai.
Well, I always called it ZOMG.
No, because it's OMG. But in like the chat speak that back then, you didn't say OMG. You said Zolmaga.
Zomaga?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a corner of Gaia I didn't explore a lot of.
I see.
Oh, but
I was always in the Barton Town RP forums.
Oh, no, I wasn't very active in Gaia Online in anything other than the ZOMG or ZOMGosh or whatever.
Zolmagash.
Zomagash game.
Zomagash.
So
No, I was RPing in the forums.
wow, what a nerd. RPing.
Leave me alone. Leave me. Harune, I'm going to hit you.
Violence.
Do you see the
You have to
violence
add-
inheriting the system?
I can't believe this.
Can't
Toxic
believe.
Final Fantasy players.
Yeah, that's right. He
What?
he
Right
takes
here.
a week off of work to go and play Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker,
And then he eats in front of us.
and then threatens to beat me on
On
recording.
stream.
I was gonna say on stream,
recording.
but on
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 recording.
stream.
Well, no, he would do that too if he was
That's
live.
right. He'd still threaten to beat me.
You
Yep.
heckin' hackers.
You're a
can't believe
heckin'
this.
hacker. Unbelievable.
You're not invited to my party tomorrow.
You're not having a party tomorrow.
We are having a party tomorrow.
No, you're not. It's
We're going
canceled.
to VCAT. Oh, fine. All right. All right. Harune's not coming. Hey, guys, Harune's not coming tomorrow.
No!
By the time this video is out,
Harune's not coming
this
2 weeks
podcast is
ago.
out.
Yeah, that's right. This will have all been over anyway.
It's all
And
ogre.
it wouldn't have mattered.
It's not ogre till it's
Oh,
over.
stop.
But okay, yeah, sorry, you're
so
playing
the-
ZOMG.
Yeah, so the Zomagash thing, and that was when I started to like dabble in the idea of like, oh, so this is what it's like to like play an MMO, right? And then when I was in high school, I had a couple of friends who had found Dream of Mirror Online, or Domo for short.
I remember
And-
that one.
Mm-hmm. I remember
Yes,
that one.
and so my friend asked me to play it because he found it fun. He was like, it's free, you can give it a try. And only 2 things convinced me. Actually, wait, no, only one thing convinced me, and that was one of the types of characters that you could be. I think it was called a Sylphie or a Sylph. It's just like this, I don't know, it had like traditional, almost like Chinese style garb, but they could like fly or float.
Yeah.
And they look super pretty, and I was like, that's what I'm playing for. So I played as that character, and I just remember like one of my first experiences in that game was I was flying around, and all of a sudden this like red line started like pointing either at me or something. It just looked like a sniper line. I thought, and I was freaking out. I was like, is someone like, can I get killed when I'm just flying around? Like, is someone aiming for me? Like, what is going on? I remember panicking, and I was like messaging my friend. I was like, what is going on? What is this sniper line? And I heard like dong 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 dong. So I thought I was like, my character was getting nervous because it knew it was about to die, and I was freaking out.
What?
And my friend was like, no, that's your heartstring. It's like so this game also tried to play matchmaker and would do like sort of, I don't know if it was necessarily randomized or maybe it was like, I don't really know how they went about it, but they would do like red string of fate things between you and like a character they thought you'd be compatible with if you were in the vicinity.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I was like, I just thought I was gonna die. Like I thought I was being sniped out of the air, and it was
I'm perishing, I'm dying!
Yeah, it was supposed to be like the red string of fate thing, so I was like, oh. But that was like after 20 minutes of panic. And so I tried to stay as far away from this character as possible because I had no idea. I thought they were trying to kill me, so that was... Yeah.
Harune's potential e-boyfriend was like just playing online and just sees this crazy girl running for her life.
Oh my goodness.
Probably. I did meet, I do remember making 3 friends through Domo. Like what I would consider like my very first internet friends. But even then, like, you know, the closest we got is like, oh, if we were all online, we'd like mingle together. But I never bothered to like, you know, keep them as like true friends or anything like that. I was still like really young and immature and I still didn't trust people online. But I was like, you seem nice enough that I could converse with you in a quote unquote public space. So that was as close as I got. So I really didn't have a lot of like making meaningful relationships on an online platform. That was not really something that I got into, I think probably until VTubing.
Wow.
Yeah.
DM, our friendship with Harune is not meaningful to her because it's online.
Did I stutter with what I just said? Like I didn't make meaningful online relationships until VTubing. So try again. What do you think
Kai
I said?
Kai has very selective hearing.
Yeah, I heard not meaningful, and I heard Kai, and I heard stutter, and that's enough for me.
Oh my god.
SMH my head.
Yeah.
SMHs.
All of our heads are SMHing.
Yep.
So wait, so really you guys only each have like maybe 1 or 2 games under your belts, like online wise?
Yeah.
For like MMO in the MMO sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like WoW and
well, because I did try out like a couple of the free-to-play ones, but they were just like, I don't even remember which ones I did. Like I tried Mabinogi and I got really annoyed with the aging concept. There were a couple other games that I tried out and it was just like too much grinding because they were free to play, and like I had the family sponsored World of Warcraft subscription anyways, so yeah.
Because I actually spent 6 years of my life in Mabinogi.
I did not like the character aging concept.
That's a long time.
I will say Mabinogi is probably my original favorite MMO. Now my second favorite after Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I did not like it.
Wow.
But then again, I was used to being like spoiled with World of Warcraft before it was before it was because like I played it in the glory days, right? So
before what it is now.
What is it now?
Not
it's
great.
Not great anymore.
Lot
like
of things
the
not great.
story kind of went off the rails, and it wasn't. It's not as satisfying as it used to be. There's a lot more grinding involved.
From what I heard too, it's more common for people to buy level boosting now than even to play the game.
Yeah.
It's rare to find anyone that actually plays the game for real.
I haven't looked really much into it. Like, once I stop playing a game, I kind of just ignore it forever. So...
Well, because you've, like, done your time. You know exactly what you think about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I was like, I had the fun that I wanted to, and now I'm okay.
Yes.
But I guess that really goes to highlight who's the no-life in this podcast.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I was really jealous of, because as you guys know, I'm childhood friends with Ouya, and, I think we met when I was 3 and he was 4, I think.
Wow.
So... And you were both playing MMOs back then? Dang.
No, obviously not
Crazy.
me, but one of my earliest, or I should say my most frequent memory of my time spent with Ouya was like sitting in the computer/office space watching him play WoW. And I mean, like, he was always nice and was like, hey, do you want to play? And I was always like, I would have no idea what's going on. Like, I no thanks. I'm perfectly content watching, which I don't think he ever understood. But like, I've seen him be like, oh, you know, like talking to other people, like through the headset and like scheduling times for raids and things like that. And I was always like, dang, that's like, it's in my head at the time, it felt like business management, but with like strangers, but they're friends. Like, you're in a group together and you're like working, you're like fighting adversity. And I was like always kind of jealous, but I was like, I could never like do something like that. So I could admire it and I could respect it, but from afar. I could never like imagine that for myself, you know?
Oh.
But yeah. So it's not like, you know, I like look down my nose at people who played MMOs and you know, had online friendships. I respected it. I just couldn't see myself doing it, at least at the time. Obviously now it's very different. But
yes, because clearly you're drowning in MMOs now.
Well, I mean,
I can't believe Miss Harune like spared us a bit of a tiny bit of time today
out of my
with us.
MMOs.
It is a struggle. It is a struggle.
Tonight's a raid night for her. You don't understand.
I had to cancel 8 raids for this.
Unbelievable.
Oh
She's
my
putting down her
God.
race for world first for us.
But yeah,
Mhm.
that was my experience at least.
That's nice. That's really interesting for me to hear, like both of your perspectives, because like of how drastically different it was from mine. Like, this is what it sounds like to be a normal human child, as opposed to what I was.
But Kai, to
See,
me,
Kai
you're normal.
didn't. Kai, when he was born, he was just a full adult man.
Oh my god!
You know the Benjamin Button story, the movie? That's Kai.
You were joking about Harune and Ouya playing MMOs at the age of 4. I started on MapleStory on dial-up.
So 7?
12? Remember, this is Benjamin Button style, so probably he was like 92?
I want to say I was probably like 10 or 11.
Ooh.
I would like have to go down to the basement where my dad's office was in the house to get on his computer and then wait. And I would sit there on the chair, just like closing my eyes and listening, waiting for my mom to get off the phone so that I could get on the internet.
Wow, those were really the days.
And my nightly routine would always be the same. It would be to go onto teletoon.com to check any new Flash games that came out for the cartoons I liked. There was a cartoon I really liked back then called The Ripping Friends. And me not quite understanding the internet, I always thought you could type anything and then add .com at the end, and it would bring you to a website.
Oh.
So I remember every other day I would check if the rippingfriends.com was a thing yet, and it would always be like, this website doesn't exist. And I'm like, dang it. And
one day.
So then I would log on to MapleStory for like 2 hours. If I was lucky, I could sneak on a 3rd hour before my dad got mad. If I wasn't, then it's 2 hours a night.
So,
but yeah.
I'm sorry, just a really quick clarification. I always thought number 1, MapleStory was a joke. And number 2, that if it were potentially real, it was a single player story based game.
Yeah, Kai was playing by himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now,
On the topic of MMOs, let me tell you about my single player
well,
experience.
that's why now I had to interrupt you and be like, I need some clarification. So what is Maple Story?
Okay, Maple Story is a South Korean MMORPG.
Oh. Already
That
very
means it's-
different.
Massively
Yeah.
multiplayer. Yes, that means I wasn't sitting there playing by myself.
Hey, I wouldn't have judged you.
I'm sure that's how you see me anyways. But no, my life kind of went through like phases cuz I tried out like unlike DM, I never had a parent I never had a parent sponsor.
I never had a parent.
I never had a single parent, and Girl DM has two.
He just had like Kai just might post himself, and now he's aging backwards. It's an odd life for. You wonder why why he wears a mask. It's to hide the fact that he's actually Benjamin Button.
Oh
It's
my
to hide that I'm
God.
crying all the time.
It's like
Then
DM
you
having
should be
two
covering your eyes, buddy.
underscores.
But no, I never had a parent-sponsored subscription, so as a kid, when I made no money of my own, I was always scared of subscription MMOs, which is why my total experience with World of Warcraft was I played the first 5 levels of a character on a demo that a friend of mine had on a CD-ROM that he brought to school. He had
That
the
sounds
installer
right.
on a CD-ROM, we installed it on a school computer, I played 5
A
levels,
school
and then the teacher got
computer.
mad.
Oh my
Wow.
God, I was gonna
And
say the
uninstalled it.
cojones on this kid.
Wow.
That was my entire history with World of Warcraft. But
wow.
no, I think between grade school to high school, I think I've played probably 50 different MMOs. A lot of them didn't last longer than a month for me, but like if I would see a new like free to play MMO, and a lot of them weren't like RPGs. You'd have things like Free Jack, which was like an MMO racing game. You would have things like what was it called? X Steel, which was like a free to play shooting game, or like Guns the Duel or stuff like that. There's like
Guns
all
the
these
Duel.
like
Sorry.
fairly popular South Korean games usually. It was mostly South Korean games that I played.
That's weird.
That came out with like English localization, and I would try them out and stuff like that. But if you were to say major phases, my grade school years was all Maple Story, which is a sprite 2D MMO game. Middle school and high school 6 years of my life was devoted to Mabinogi.
Wait,
Probably my favorite MMO.
Wait, help me understand. How does a 2D MMO work?
It's a regular MMO, but instead of having everyone in a 3D space, it's in a 2D space.
But like,
The
how does
It's like
that
side
work?
scroller.
The closest
scroller
equivalent I
style.
can
Oh.
give you is think Ori and the Blind Forest, except there's like a million Oris running around.
Oh Jesus Christ! Okay, what a mess.
Yes.
Okay.
Mabinogi I absolutely loved. I know you have an issue with the whole aging system where your character ages 1 year every week.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, but I liked that it didn't have classes. You weren't restricted to anything. Like other games you had to be like, oh, I'm a warrior, I'm an archer, I'm a tank, I'm a whatever, I'm a doo-doo-da. Here you have every freedom to learn every skill and mix and match as you please. So I really, really like that concept in a game. My university years, I played my first purchased MMO, which didn't have a subscription fee. It was just purchased, but I played Guild Wars 2 for all of university. And then I graduated from university and promptly dropped that game.
Oh.
Because now I have income.
And now he can go to the shiny games.
Now I can pay subscription. So at the tail end of university, when I had like student jobs, up till now has been dedicated to Final Fantasy 14.
Wow.
But no, I've got like a lot of different games in my backlog, or not in my backlog, in my under my belt when it comes to MMOs. Some of which people might actually recognize. Like I actually reconnected with a VTuber, Hoshiko.
Yeah.
You guys know Hoshiko?
Yeah.
We bonded over the fact that we both used to play a game called S4 League.
I have no idea what
Which
that is.
Is a kind of like third-person arena shooter that had kind of like a football mode to it, where you had to like run with a football and a gun.
What?
It was it was like super. It was super energetic. It was super bright. The colors were very vibrant, and the music was very techno, and it was really good. We were like always super hyped up about. So we've actually streamed together as VTubers playing like S4 League. But
Aww, that's fun.
I've got all these experiences, but like growing up as a kid, like grade school, I only ever played with my classmates. It was always just a bunch of us boys in class and a couple girls. We would play MapleStory, and that was it. High school, I started branching out and meeting other people. Namely, I don't know if people still remember, I had a guest on my channel a while back named Cece.
I remember Cece.
I met Cece through an MMO.
Oh.
Completely at random. It couldn't be more random. I was walking across a certain town in Mabinogi, actually. It was, I'm mad that I can't remember what the town is called now. But there was a dungeon in the town, and as I was walking by, just a player suddenly landed next to me on the floor dead. So I was like, oh no, what happened? So I like quickly went and bought some potions. I like revived them, helped them, like brought them back up. And we're like, oh hey, thanks very much, let's be friends. So we started playing together, we started going through dungeons together. And then we find out, oh, we're actually locals. So we thought, hey, there's a convention coming up for like video games and anime. And that's when I actually met CC proper. And we've been friends for, I want to say, maybe like 18 years now.
Oh,
Nice.
that's so
Like we still
cute.
regularly visit each other to watch anime together.
Yes, I love that.
I tried to get into I tried to get her into Final Fantasy. She played for I think 2 days and then gave up.
You know what? At least she gave it a shot.
Yeah, unlike some people.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, couldn't be me.
Guild Wars 2 was strange in that I basically played that game solo. Nobody would play with me, so I played an MMO entirely by myself. And now I've got Final Fantasy, and I meet like my old raid team offline. We would have like offline meets. We would go to parties. We had like a potluck once. It was really nice. And then we disbanded the raid team because I hate them all now. And, yeah.
Oh my god.
No. It got turbulent. Things got
yeah,
turbulent.
raid groups can get pretty turbulent.
So now I play with Sudan and Lupin and them, and Asu and Pending, and we're all having fun. And Harune just kind of sits on the sideline watching us like a mother.
But see, now you understand, like, I grew up being a spectator. Which I know sounds negative, but that's what I'm comfortable with, and I'm perfectly...
Isn't that what everyone watching streaming does?
Exactly.
So you were just watching streaming way
right.
before.
That's right. I was watching live streaming.
Front row seat
yeah,
streaming.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. It was like going to a live show of a streamer, except my streamer was Ouya. And there was zero commentary because it's Ouya.
Because it's... But no, yeah, like... I remember a story, too, that was similar to what your parents had with your, with their D&D friends.
Mm-hmm.
In Mabinogi, the first guild I joined, was run by a whole family.
Oh
my god!
Nice.
I was invited by one of the sub-officers.
Uh-huh.
Who was a girl around my age.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 vice guild leaders were her parents.
Mm-hmm.
And the guild leader was her grandfather, who she told me was a retired firefighter. So he had nothing to do, so he would like play MMOs all day.
Oh, that's so cute! I love that! Oh my goodness!
So there was like a whole family feel to it.
Aww.
And then some sort of rivalry broke out between her mom and her dad. So her mom left the guild and started her own guild in competition with the rest of the family.
Geez.
Oh no!
And I was like, oh no.
No!
Oh goodness!
And they tried
to
to
have something good, and then you ruin it.
And then they tried to like pull me into the sister guild, like the one that the mom was running. So I just jumped ship and went to find another guild to join.
That's so...
I see.
I couldn't deal with the drama.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Oh. No, but I have very, very fond memories of playing online and a lot of stories. Too many to count. So, before I spend the next 3 hours stretching out this recording, we can move on to another topic.
But it's nice that you have so many experiences that have stuck with you. I think that's a testament to the experience anyone can have with an MMO, you know?
I feel like it's just what took the place of a lot of memories other people would build with like their youths. So like sports teams, it was like, oh, when we went to the whatever championship as this sports team, or when me and my friends, you know, would go kick ball after school and stuff like that. It's like I don't have a lot of that.
Yeah, neither do I. A lot of my childhood memories were spent at the piano, so
like the most memorable thing I can remember from the school playground did not involve anyone else.
Oh, Kai. Don't worry, I'll play with you in the playground.
No, you won't.
I will.
No, don't lie to me like that.
I will.
No, the only thing I remember from the playground was the fact that next to like our school was next to another building, and there was like an alley, a dark alley next to the school with like a gate.
Okay.
And because of the way where our school was, it was often very, very windy. And the wind only ever got stronger because it had to blow through an alley. So I would, during lunch break, go to the office to take a piece of like white paper from the printer and like pay 10 cents because you need to pay 10 cents to make a printing. I would just print out a picture of a MapleStory character on the piece of white paper. And then I would borrow the teacher's hole puncher to punch 4 corners.
Kai.
And then I would tie a string to it and make my own kite, and I would just stand in front of the gate flying my own kite.
Oh my god!
Everyone else is like crawling on the jungle gym and like kicking a ball around or whatever, and I'm standing in front of this gate in a dark alley flying a kite.
Oh my god! And
with
it was
a MapleStory
kite made every recess. Oh my gosh, you poor.
Well, so Harune, what's your topic for the next one?
Oh my god. I am going to remember that forever. That is going to be my new memory. Just absorbed into my psyche. Incredible.
Printer paper's not a good kite, it rips a lot.
No, yeah, I can imagine.
But hey, yeah, Harune, topic, yeah, what's up?
How cute. So actually, for maybe the first time ever, I did not do research for this topic. I thought I'd try something a little more your guys' speed.
Wow.
Yo, we're going on the fly. Wow,
Yeah.
we're flying on the seat of our pants.
Yeah, but don't worry. Next time I'll come in with something. But so part of the reason why this episode has taken so long to record was because it was supposed to be last week, but I had to cancel because I wasn't feeling well. And then I think there was like another time when we had canceled and rescheduled, also because I wasn't feeling well. So for the last couple of weeks, my weekends have always been me not feeling well.
Oh.
And and it's mostly been Lewis. He's just been an absolute turd. But then it got me thinking, what have been some what's the way to say it? Like non-pill or prescription medicines or like home remedies that you've grown up doing that maybe you don't even understand the science behind it, but you're like, I've done it because mom told me to and it somehow works and I do it.
Well, before we get into that, I would like to clarify for any new listeners we have, Lewis, when Harune refers to Lewis, that's the name she gave her stomach.
Oh, yeah, it's my stomach. My stomach's name is Lewis. So if you're like, who the heck is Lewis?
For anyone out there wondering who Lewis is.
Wait, DM,
I didn't
did you
know
not?
that.
You did?
No, I was just like, I thought that was maybe your cat. If you had a cat, I didn't ask any questions, so I was just like, okay.
No.
I've helped.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
I've had to help compile the Dictionarium Harune, which is
oh my god.
all the weird things that she's given names
They're
to
not
in her
weird.
life.
They're perfectly normal.
Your
we all
car's
have
name
hands. We all have a car. Well, sort of.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can remember.
Okay.
Or actually, I could pull up the list.
No, don't. Just do it off the top of your head.
Yeah, off the top of your
Okay.
head.
Like filling in the U.S. states.
I know that Lewis is your stomach.
Yes.
Titan is your car.
My baby.
Mm-hmm.
Carl is the sneeze because
Yes.
I named Carl.
That's right.
Hidari is your left hand. Migi
Yes.
is your right hand.
Very good. Are they really names though? Because they're just in Japanese.
I mean, Migi is the name on Parasite.
It's true.
so-
It's true. You're right. You're right.
And I've pulled up the list. The
Oh
last
my
two
God.
names I have recorded. Your piano's name is Carlisle,
Yes.
and your flute is named Terry.
Absolutely. What's it short for?
Teriyaki Suzuki Honda Civic.
You've got the list. Okay.
I have the list up. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Because she would always on stream, she would spout out a different name, and we'd be like, "Who?
What's this name? On more than one occasion, people have been like, is this your SO? A child? Like, did you have a kid? Like,
your
who's
child?
Like, no.
I'm like, no, none of that. It's my stomach. But I realize,
Lewis.
I make that same mistake, when I teach, too. I have a habit of, when my stomach gets really grumbly, right? Because I teach straight through for, an unsurmountable amount of, hours between my previous meal and, my next meal. So, when he gets grumbly, especially, towards the end of my teaching, I'll always, put a hand to my stomach and I'll be like, oh, Lewis is just being noisy. And for the longest time, I just sort of believed that everybody accepted the fact that it was just, I'm referring to my stomach. And then it hit me one day that, people might think I'm talking about my unborn child. It's just being like,
Oh,
wait,
whoops.
no, it's not. It's my stomach. So I've stopped putting my hand to my stomach because I realize when I see people do that, I just assume that oh, that must mean that they're expecting. So I have to stop
That's
doing
normally
that.
what happens when you refer to the name and then touch
You
your
hold your
stomach.
stomach,
Then that
yeah.
usually means you're talking about your child.
Exactly.
But
So I
Harune is
just
not. Harune is just referring
to
to
my stomach.
Her
an
stomach.
internal organ.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, what was the question again?
Oh
Harune?
yeah, home remedies for illnesses or any sort of sicknesses, or when you're not feeling great. If you have a tummy ache, what do you take? What did mom tell you to take? When you have a headache, what's a thing you can do? What did you guys grow up
I never
with?
had any unique fixes for anything. It was if you had muscle ache, ibuprofen,
Oh my god.
headache, aspirin,
Mhm.
stomach ache, usually Alka-Seltzer.
Oh my god.
Or a soda,
Uh-huh.
and hot pack.
Oh, I'm
That
kind of
was
sad.
we didn't
I
have
was expecting,
those that would kind of directly fix stuff. Once I was able to when I was older and able to drink, then Mom Diem showed me the world of hot toddies. But
yes, hot toddies is a good
that
one.
is rooted in scientific evidence. With
right.
it actually helping you out with stuff.
Mhm.
So,
But I mean,
yeah.
but it's not.
Well,
it's not,
there was the grandma DM tip
yes.
for if you have a sore throat.
Uh-huh.
She would pour herself a little glass of brandy and then she would gargle with it.
Oh my god.
And then you continue to do that until your throat stops hurting or you stop caring.
Oh. Oh.
I like
I-
that.
With
I
as
noticed
much
how you said-
brandy as needed.
Yeah.
I noticed how you said gargle but didn't say spit.
Yep.
Yep, you just keep going until you either
cease
your
to
throat stops
care.
hurting or you don't care anymore. So
Incredible.
I feel like my family's approach is very much kind of it embodies the fact that we are, Asians living in North America, in that there's a bit of a mix of East and West when it comes to it. If I have a headache, they'll be just yeah, here's a Tylenol and stuff like that. Or if I'm blowing chunks, they'll be like, oh, we'll get you some Pepto-Bismol.
Blowing chunks.
But aside from that, they also kind of subscribe to the thoughts of Chinese medicines,
Right.
which I'm a little less knowledgeable about. for the science behind it. They just tell me to do it, so I do it.
Okay.
Or
even just like
things involving the stomach or the mouth, it's gargle with salt water.
Yeah. And
so,
scientifically,
like,
that's like drawing up the toxins, right?
Oh, I don't know about that, but it's like sore throat, here's some salt water. You got like a sore in your mouth, here's some salt water. A split lip, salt water, and stuff like that. It's like anything
I think that draws
around
out
there.
bacteria.
It's kind of like a disinfectant thing.
Oh yeah, the gargle with salt water was like for sore throat things.
Yeah.
When it came to something that wasn't salt water, I can remember 3 things off the top of my head.
Okay.
One of which I'm still using now.
All right, that's good.
For sore throats, or coughs, if you have a cough, they have this syrup.
Oh my god, I might know what you're talking about.
I only know the Chinese name of it. I don't know the English name, and I can't for the life of me remember what's in it, but it is very darkly colored, dark brown, almost caramel in color.
Is it molassesy?
Almost molasses.
I know exactly what it is.
A weird medicine-y, sickly, sweet kind of taste. In Chinese, it's called sunpui peibago.
Okay, so that's Cantonese.
That's Cantonese, yes. I know you speak Mandarin. But that's their solution for everything. It's like, if they hear me cough, they like throw it down, and I'm just like, that tastes disgusting.
It's pretty thick with 2 C's. It's got a lot going on there.
It's like I don't know how something is sweet and bitter at the same time, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
They have another thing specifically for when you have a sore in your mouth.
Oh.
It's a little tube with a powder. The tube is kind of like triangular. It's like a triangular little plastic bottle that you squeeze and a powder comes out, and it's like painted to look like a watermelon, because the Chinese name for it is 西瓜生, which is watermelon injury.
That is
I don't get
interesting.
It either.
That's an interesting
But if you
name.
have a sore in your mouth, they would spritz that powder in your mouth. It is the most bitter thing in the world, and they said, don't spit, don't swallow. Just leave it there.
Can you send me a picture of that? I've never... That might just be like a Hong Kong thing?
I don't know, but yeah, I'll try to look for a picture for you. It's called 西瓜生, which 西瓜 is watermelon, 生 is injury. So I really don't know what to say about that, but that's one of the things I feared the most as a kid.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
That sounds like... Have you had Buckley's?
Buckley's?
I've heard of Buckley's. I don't remember taking it.
It's pretty much like... There's no sweetness to it. It's just straight up medicine taste, but it works really, really well.
And is it for sore throats?
Yeah, for sore throats and for, like, pretty much if you have a cold, Buckley's will knock it out.
Wow. Powerful stuff.
Yeah, but it tastes like... Part of their marketing is how horrible this stuff tastes.
At least they don't try to sugarcoat
it. It tastes awful and it works.
Like, it's like, it tastes terrible, that's how you know it works, kind of thing. And it does work. Like, the syrup, if you have, like, a sore throat or a slight cough or something and you take Buckley's, yep.
Wow.
And the other thing I remembered, I actually remembered another thing on top of that, but the other thing I very much remember as a kid was when you had some sort of ache, like a pain, physical ache on your joints or your whatever.
Oh my god, I hope you're going to talk about what I think you're going to talk about.
Tiger oil?
Maybe.
Or tiger balm?
Tiger balm. I see that stuff in the store all the time.
Does it come in okay, so you said oil, but did it ever come in a stick form?
No, they would have a tiny, tiny glass bottle, and they would, like, splash a bit of oil on their hands and then, like, kind of, like, rub it over the sore area, so, like, my shoulder or, like, my leg or whatever I hurt. And it is the most pungent thing in the world.
And is it, like, cold?
I mean, they warm up their hands. They,
no. I don't mean like the product itself is cold, but does it leave your skin feeling cold? Like, is it almost like a menthol-y, like...
A little bit, I haven't used it in years. Now that I think about it, so I
okay,
can't
then
quite
it might not be the same thing because I had something similar that I was going to talk about, but I'll talk about it when I get there.
But thinking about that Tiger Balm, I very much remember that box that they keep the Tiger Balm in. They had another type of medicine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the name of it because I've only used it I think twice in my life. But it is a very, very, very tiny jar. Think the size of a pen cap.
Okay.
Like, pull the cap of a pen, that's the size of the jar.
Okay.
And inside are these tiny, tiny, tiny little black-brown dots.
Oh my god, I've taken that.
They honestly look like tiny rabbit poos.
I was gonna say little seeds, but okay.
Yeah.
Oops.
All I know is when I was a kid and I had an upset stomach, they would force me to, like, take a whole bottle of those tiny little rabbit poos.
Oh my god, the whole bottle?
And then I would hate it, but then to make me feel better, they'll let me play with a little jar, and I just have, like, a collection of those little jars.
Oh my goodness. I don't remember how frequently I've had to take that, but I've definitely seen it and taken it before. I don't even know.
Right, so you know what I'm talking about, the
I
little
absolutely
rabbit poos.
do. Yes, I do.
They're just, like, tiny, tiny little dots.
They're really small. Yeah, it's almost like
think Dippin' Dots ice cream, but
yes,
like half the size.
That is, yeah, or maybe even just about.
Yeah, but I mean, nowadays if I feel bad, it's hey, here's a Tylenol and a chicken soup.
Which is probably better. But yeah, so yeah. DM, I'm disappointed. I was expecting traditional German home remedies from you.
German home remedies are alcohol.
I love that. All right, acceptable.
that's what Grandma DM. That was Mom's side. That was the solution.
That's it.
Oh
Always
no, you
brandy.
dropped a hammer on your toe. Here's a beer.
I mean, the beer can is cold. You put it on your toe until it warms up, and then drink.
Oh my god. So, yeah, I guess thinking about, like, when I was growing up, especially, so Mama Rune was always very afraid of medicine, like, like over-the-counter medicines, like Advils, aspirins, Tylenols, literally anything that had chemicals in it. She just really was not okay with the idea of a child taking it, unless if it was like I had a fever. Then it would be like, oh yes, take a children's Motrin to bring down the fever, right? But most of the stuff that I did when I was a kid was always like things that you could do at home or with like at home ingredients. So like if I had a sore throat, it was always honey lemon tea. Nowadays, I feel like I talk about this every time I talk about a sore throat, but now there's actually a very natural tea brand called I think it's called Traditional Medicinals. Don't quote me on that, but they do a tea called Throat Coat, which is just all natural ingredients. They have like a hint of licorice root, and I think they have like the marshmallow plant in there, and just like a bunch of different stuff. And it essentially, like, if you have a sore throat, drink that, like a couple, like several cups of that for a day, and the next day you're like back in the game.
Wait, did we get a sponsorship I didn't know about?
Like, I wish. I would love to be sponsored by this company, because I always keep a box at wherever I am. So like, for many of you, you know that I'm staying with family right now. I brought a box with me because I was like, it's getting cold. Who knows when I'm gonna have a sore throat? I'm gonna need this tea. Like, I get nervous if I'm running low on this tea. I have to go to the store and buy a new box. I'd always have to make sure I'm in stock. But that's my adult years, so we'll get past that. Grandma Renee, when I was small, would always say that if I had a sore tummy, if I had an achy tummy, to have Werner's or a ginger ale. Because the ginger would help calm the tummy. But she also would, so what she would do a glass of half Werner's, half milk. Because she said the milk being a less acidic beverage would also help settle the stomach. So like you would drink it for the ginger aspect, but then to sort of cut that, you would mix it with milk. So
wouldn't that curdle though?
You'd think, and no.
Well, I mean, true. I mean, I was gonna make ginger milk dessert like this week, so
Oh,
I just thought there was more.
more to it than just ginger with milk.
Well, no, I thought like ginger ale would have more in it that would cause it to curdle, because
It's generally the carbonation and then I think the acidity of the ginger itself.
maybe. Because I mean, I was gonna make a dessert where you just pour ginger juice with milk and it becomes a pudding.
That sounds really good.
It's
That sounds.
姜撞奶. It's a Chinese.
I'll see
dessert.
what you do.
Yeah,
Mhm,
just
it's a
post
Chinese
a picture of it.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that was from Grandma Renee. I also used to get a lot of headaches when I was in middle school and all through high school. Not migraines. I never had a migraine where like, it would cause sensitivity to light and dizziness and vomiting or anything like that. Never like that, but always just like my face would get super red, especially after physical activity. And then I'd be like down for the count the rest of the day with like a splitting headache. And I realized eventually, it wasn't until college, but I realized it was because I never drank enough water. I was always dehydrated. So,
Oh dear.
yeah, it wasn't great. It would maybe be like 3 times a week or 4 times a week I'd have a headache. But one of my friend's mom actually was just like, oh, if you have a headache, take peppermint. Like have a peppermint stick or a peppermint candy. And that will help with the headache, which I didn't believe, but
I've never heard of that.
I had never heard of it either, but we were out and about somewhere and none of us had medicine on hand, so she was like, I have peppermint sticks, which I don't know why she had peppermint sticks, but she was like, here, have a peppermint stick, it should help, and it kept me together until I could get my hands on some meds. So I will in a pinch go for peppermint. Obviously ginger for a sore throat is supposed to be good. Although, so wait, no, let me take that back. So like a honey lemon tea or a ginger lemon or like a citrus honey or something like that. Something with like, I would always pair like a citrus or something sort of acidic with honey, thinking that the combination is what helped. But actually, I think it was last year that I read that really the only thing that does the soothing is the honey. And the acid from either the ginger or the citrus is actually just to like help give you vitamins that you need to fight whatever you're fighting. So the acidity actually doesn't help your throat. In fact, it actually makes it worse.
It can make it worse, yeah.
Right.
I always thought it was to help balance the pH in your stomach. Like, I thought it was your stomach being too acidic or too basic, so having something to counteract it. But I mean, I could be wrong. I'm no authority in medicine.
Well, I mean,
generally what causes issues is when it's too acidic. So when that happens, you don't want to add more lemon.
Right.
When that happens, you want to add more base, which is why people will drink what is it? The stuff that Alka-Seltzer has in it, sodium bicarbonate.
Yeah.
Baking soda. That's it.
Baking soda.
Yeah.
Which isn't really all that useful in baking, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's a leavener. It's a leavener, yeah.
I thought that was baking powder.
Both of them are leaveners.
I'm always really confused about the difference between baking soda and baking powder and the difference that they...
There are differences between them, but overall, in general, it's floof powder and floof soda. It makes your stuff floofy.
Floof.
Really?
I think it just depends on the style of floof.
It depends on what you're making, yeah. That's what determines the difference between it. And I know that some baking powder has aluminum in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The metal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you want to be careful about that.
I mean, you eat iron.
Yeah. With fish.
We do.
Like, it's not that weird.
Just a silent moment of contemplation. Kai has learned something new today and he's baffled.
Yep. Yeah, baking soda and baking powder do different things.
They just floof differently.
Huh. Well, today you learned.
Well, I hope so. That's the point of this.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Baking powder already has an acid in the mixture. And baking soda needs an acidic ingredient to create the rise.
So like
So
if
if you have something that's already acidic in it, then you'll add your baking soda to it instead for the reaction to work. Whereas if you are doing something else and it doesn't have an acidic ingredient, then you're going to use your baking powder. Baking soda is stronger than baking powder usually. So if you need something to rise a lot without like rising without the use of yeast, because yeast also rises things, but yeast requires the organisms to be out of their stasis essentially so that they can start farting gases to rise things higher.
Which one's the really bitter one?
What?
I think the baking powder sometimes has additives to it that make it more bitter. Baking soda, it kind of has a almost salty taste.
Okay, because I remember when a while back, me and some dude bros, a couple of guys got together, and we thought it would be a good idea to make scones. Or scones, depending on where you're from, I don't know. Or, you know, those English things you have with, like, jam and cream.
Mm-hmm.
And we added just a little bit too much baking something. I can't remember which one it was now. But I think it asked for, like, a 1/4 teaspoon, and we added a 1/3 teaspoon or something like that.
There's a big difference between...
And
baking powder is very strong.
Yeah, the whole tray just tasted like death.
Baking powder. Here, I actually found it. Here you go. Baking powder.
It physically hurt to eat.
Yeah, Talbot with a metallic sour taste.
Wow.
See, these are, like, for the most part, like, a lot of cookie recipes will require half and half because that is what creates a good balance between the cookie being chewy but also spreading out.
Wow.
So you can actually, like, look at cookies directly and be able to tell what they were...
leavened with?
What the leavening was for it.
Incredible. I'm so pleased.
Wow.
Yeah. Baking is fun.
I love baking. I love to bake.
I do like baking, yes.
There's a lot of really cool experiments that people have done between, like, baking soda, baking powder.
Oh, yeah. Also, since we're on the topic of baking, Mama Kai wants to say sorry to Girl DM.
Why?
Remember last Christmas when you sent me that lovely set of measuring cups?
No, your friend sent you the measuring cups.
Yeah,
Oh,
why do you keep crediting DM for it?
I don't know.
Poor friend.
My mom...
Because your friend
watched me and heard me complaining about you lacking the... I am indirectly... the reason why you had them. Did Mama Kai kill the baking cups?
My brother broke the tiny set, and then my mom said sorry about that, and then the next day my mom broke the large set.
How?
They have it out for him.
Do you live with ogres?
No
I
comment.
have never heard of baking, like, if the measuring cups getting broken.
Yeah,
like, I know
wasn't...
Dad DM has accidentally melted, like, some of the handles on things because it was too close to the stove when he was cooking. But, like...
All I know is I came out of my room one day and the, like, what was it? I think it was, like, the teaspoon? Was it teaspoon or tablespoon? One of the cups on the small set was, like, snapped in half.
Oh my god.
And my mom said, "Oh, your brother did that."
What?
I was like, "Oh,
what was he using it for?"
And then the
Unjam
next
a
day,
door?
my mom broke the handle from the half cup.
Oh my god.
How?
On the large set. I don't know.
Did you tell
And
him?
then she just-
That's actually been one of the things I've always wondered. I've always wondered and been like, how do home houseware, like, types of stores stay in business? Because, like, we have measuring spoons from my grandparents' side.
I don't
But
know
those were
either.
made to be more durable.
And I was always
though.
like, how do you get more? Like, why do you need to get more? But here we are with the prime example of Kai lives with
Exhibit A.
ogres.
Yeah,
Exhibit
no.
A right here. Kai lives with ogres.
My mom just very sheepishly said, "I'll buy you another set," and I'm like, "What did you do
I'll
this
talk.
time?" And then she
Oh,
said,
no, she's
I broke this one."
Oh, no.
I was like, "What did you do?" And she just said, "I'll buy you another set."
I think that deserves an explanation, though. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, well, I pressed and she wouldn't answer, so...
Wow.
Yeah. Well...
I'm just like, why is it everything I own, you guys?
Oh, that's depressing.
I immediately went to my brother's room and
you
took
throw him
my
out the
girl
window?
DM mug away from him.
Yeah, because he's gonna break that.
Exactly, because he's really liked using the girl DM mug lately because it's bigger than the It Takes Two mug.
He doesn't get that anymore. He doesn't get it anymore.
So he's been using it a lot. So I immediately took it away from him.
Confiscated. His girl DM mug privileges have been
revoked.
revoked.
He's lost the rights.
He's lost the privileges to use girl DM mug.
Yep.
Yes.
Jeez.
Wait,
And
by the way...
It Takes Two mug is also just on a display shelf now. Nobody uses it.
Good.
Not even you?
No, it's a display item only.
Oh my god, but I use my It Takes Two mug a lot. Like, every time it's washed, I'll use it.
Okay.
No one uses the mug that we have together. I'm the only one who cares. No one
I keep it on display next to my
me.
desk. Leave me alone. No, what I choose to do with it is up to me.
Well, okay. Be that way. It's fine. It's okay. I just like, I don't know. I like how it looks on a mug. It's very cute. I've had family members and friends be like, oh, what a cute mug. I'm like, yeah, my friend designed that. Or he took the logo and he redrew it with us on it.
Yeah, but
So I get
he's really fond of the girl DM mug. And I'm not letting him touch it ever again.
Understandable.
I don't need more of my things broken. I really don't.
Course not. At least Mama Kai offered to buy you a new set. A
new set of baking spoons.
Yeah.
Baking spoon? I keep calling them baking spoons.
Some of them are.
They're measuring cups, aren't they?
I mean, some of them.
Right. But because it's like, I usually use the ones that measure out like teaspoons and like tablespoons. I just keep calling them baking spoons.
That seems accurate. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone knows what you're talking about. Right? That's normal, right?
I don't know. DM's been incredibly silent. I feel like she's judging me silently there.
I'm always judging you.
Oh god. Okay, but that was my topic. Was just like home remedies.
Just that blank smile is super unsettling.
It's the Tom Cardy human centipede.
No,
Blake
not
smile
like
at the end.
this. Not like
Human
this.
centipede. That's a bop if you guys haven't heard it yet. Please listen to Tom Cardy's Human Centipede. Or no, I think it's called Red Flags, isn't it?
It's called Red Flags.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Oh.
But, you know, same song. Doesn't matter. It's fine. But yeah, any closing comments? Or anything that you wanted to like add on, any new thoughts that have like come to mind throughout our conversation today?
Yes, I would just like to make a reminder. If anyone knows what that song is in the PlayStation 4 trailer for Deep Down, I really want to know. Okay, it's a really good song.
Can you like link the trailer afterwards?
Can we,
yes.
please?
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean in our group chat so that
Yes.
I can actually see it.
Yes, that trailer came out so long ago. It's, I think, 2013. The game's never gonna come out, let's be honest. Like, we've waited this many years. It's never gonna come out.
You never know.
The
Half-Life
song is
Alyx came out.
such a bop. I loved the music in that trailer. I just want the song. I mean, what was it? What's that Cyberpunk 2077? Like, the trailer song for that first trailer. We got that. That was also a bop, but I just want the Deep Down song, please. That is all I had for my announcement.
Some announcement.
I see. I hope everybody has a good December coming up, because I think the next weekend that would be recording is Christmas weekend, and I don't think I'll be available for that.
No,
so.
I don't think so. Here, let me double check.
Aren't we looking at the 19th for the next recording?
Yes.
Oh, the 19th?
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. Well, I'll give my greetings later.
Never
okay.
mind.
It's still
Christmas
Never
special.
mind.
Next episode's Christmas special.
Yeah, but we still want
Yes.
to wish everyone a good December because it's a stressful time of year. It's like finals week for a lot of people in college right now. So we want to make sure that, you guys stay happy and healthy and...
Especially while you have Endwalker tempting you.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yes, which I'm sure Kai is not the only one who took a week off of work to play Endwalker, so... do what we can. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining me as always. And once again, I know it's always hard to like take the time out of our busy schedules, just to like gather for an hour and a half to 2 hours to talk about nonsense. So of course, I'm always grateful to have you guys here. And you guys stay warm and healthy. And please take care of yourselves in every way, shape, and form. Okay?
Yes.
Alrighty then. そ
Yeah.
れでは皆さん、またね。
またね。
Bye bye.
Bye bye.